It's during the northeaster, or nor'easter, 2022. I'm making a visual pictorial catalog of what they're bringing forth the humans in teleportation, along with what I have going on, almost as, I can't get to them directly, but they're setting up some form of live programming, knowing that I'm looking for whatever in neural network of some sort. Whatever. I already showed, this is the light that I'm having coming on while I get this going on. I have other biological changes that are dangerous, but in order to speak archangel or reincarnate to, they call this program, that is mentioning this, or that is speaking, Hearts of Heroes. So I don't know how Hearts of Heroes, because, listen, heroes are not supposed to make mistakes, but I don't know if the message is getting through because of monsters and animals. So I want to acknowledge, this is my mother. There's the girl with the first girl with the pearl earring. And this is 1948, I believe, the year. She has a carbon copy, which is me right there. And this is what I turn out to look like, which again is a carbon copy of the archangels and the reincarnates. I arrive looking like this, and at the same time, for reference, since milk cartons, whatever, there is a classification of human that have artistic capabilities of a brush stroke and a canvas in order to capture one's favorite portrait or artifact for when they re-emerge, to make sure that the breeding schedule and the marrying goes with hitch properly. Not that that has been what has transpired in this America. So now, there was some war, they said, fought somewhere in Europe right before she arrived. So I know the humans were fighting over something, I don't know what, but she was born to welfare and a mom who got beat by her husband, even though he had war credentials, and she was one of a lot of children, and they lived really day to day, like the earlier parts of the month was easier than the end of the month. So wars were fought prior to her arrival. Wars were fought prior to my arrival. And this lighting is now where we're at, because nobody's gotten my part correct or corrected in people that have money, people that know our particular lineage and know cosmologically and astrologically why we're so important, on continuing the ear thing and keeping family heirloom and secrets quiet and for specific archangel or archangel purpose. Now, this is what the human's message is.
They needed to get to higher ground.
But as the flooding receded, first responders saw a very different kind of rescue ahead of them.
Now this is water rescue from a hurricane, different weather pattern, different animal.
We had a dolphin that got basically swept over into a location that it could not get out of. It was in a canal.
I'm not allowed to refer to myself as an animal.
Back away from the people.
The dolphin was swimming in this area right here because it's the deepest part of the canal.
Captain Vitter knew that they didn't have the resources to save the dolphin, so they called SeaWorld in Orlando.
SeaWorld's primary goal is to rescue, rehabilitate, and return every animal back out to their natural environment.
Because dolphins live in saltwater, being in a freshwater environment for too long can be fatal.
One of the things we really assess is what's called a freshwater lesion. It looks like a pock or the skin starts to peel and gets weird looking. It can be deadly. If a saltwater animal, marine mammal, is sitting in freshwater too long, this can really become a life-threatening situation.
The team from SeaWorld.
Yeah. So for an animal, a marine mammal, let's say, because there's a difference between an animal and a mammal. It's a marine mammal. It went from saltwater to freshwater and started getting pocks and skin weirdness. Some of us who this is not our, we say things like, it's not my first time at the rodeo, it's not my first go, it's not my first whatever. I just feel like I'm as old as I'm ever gonna get without my skin age being brought into the conversation. But this amount of lighting and what I have going on several different parts of my body, this just happens to be the open exposure, ties into, this is a different weather pattern. This is hurricanes and mammals. So hurricanes and mammals is one set of circumstances. Archangels and X-ray lighting is a completely separate set of circumstances. However, this the humans talk about in open airwave on broadcast to try to, without giving away whatever, communicate to humans who may be trying to hurt them even further. I mean, there's been a long track record of humans starting wars and being unsuccessful. So I don't understand why they fight and why they're warring when I'm still in New York and I arrive to a woman who is in New York who has a painting that's very famous and hanging in a collection, when there are real humans, monsters, and aliens somewhere else that know about the animal problem.
SeaWorld loaded up their equipment and headed to Louisiana. Once there, the team jumped into action and a crowd cheered them on.
The first thing we saw were hundreds of people standing on the shoreline.
Right, that's the actual rescue workers. I would be the one found in the dirty canal, in the fresh water, but I need salt water, and they're starting to see changes. That's the way the story is supposed to go. Not that psychologically, all these other things you humans come up with are so devastatingly painful when you have to listen to, like, your complaints. You didn't tell a story correctly. What are you complaining about? Suck it up. World's not correct, and things are really wrong in several different areas as far as I can surmise.
Waiting.
Now I go back and I watch the Hearts of Heroes, and I've watched you my whole life, that you exist. And I swear I just want to believe that Hearts of Heroes exist. And I am pretty sure they do somewhere in the world. The problem is when they're getting misled themselves and they're unclear of how things work. And then they turn their heart of hero into some, like, I don't know, Fifth Inquisition that turns into a crusade of the wrong demeanor. And then you further break the system down, because now you teach the enemy what you were supposed to be protecting needs, and then they think somehow they're in some form of crisis, and then they want to break the system or build themselves stronger in the meantime. These are all really dangerous practices you humans have been up to. I try to stay out of it. I'm just a woman, and I belong to something in a Eurograph for graph paper. I am stuck in some kind of American toilet, some kind of colostomy bag of comfort. The countrymen lost their children in the state of New York and in New York City. And I'm like, the monsters and the animals did it. I don't know their day labels. But they seem to be a problem if I'm speaking as a human to an alien and needing hearts of heroes to get my part corrected, please. And I have a timeline of reincarnated with important enough to put into a painted artist's collection somewhere in the world. Right there, there is an importance that the normal human walking underneath the same level of light in the local area, they can't say the same thing. So now, girl with the pearl earring, who came from a woman with a pearl earring. Now, and again, Lynn was wired into the system in some 1948 cosmological process. Like it's like Ursula Major, Ursula Minor, the Tau, the Taurus, the bull, the head of the bull, right? How does a bull birth a lion? Those are the kinds of questions I can ask, but I don't know who to ask of, because that's what this collection is. The Tau, the head of a bull, being Linda, birthed a lion, being Nicole, and now we're still we know our painted collection exists. I just have not had any successful artwork dealers, collectors, or whatever able to stay full-time in my life and protect me in the way that archangels are supposed to, which I don't really understand, but I don't really understand much of the human nature in this condition. I'm trying, as always, but it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, and here, watch. They talk a good game, these Hearts of Heroes.
Dolphin stuck in a canal. And this canal's got a pumping station on one side and it's dammed off on the other side.
They tell the whole scenario. I've done the same.
It may seem unbelievable, but it really...
That's my recon. What did I arrive to? What does it look like?
Waters start to raise.
Air Captain Lance Vitter has performed countless water rescues of humans, but rescuing a dolphin was definitely something outside of his experience.
It was a first for everybody. Something that we've never been involved with.
In this instance, the animal had never been involved with that level of human, by the way. I've been in desolation and isolation and quarantine my entire life. So I've had human interaction with what I was assuming were Hearts of Heroes, but clearly they've been demonstrous of some sort.
Captain Vitter knew he needed outside help.
We notified the wildlife fisheries for the state, who got in touch with the federal authorities, and ultimately
Because these level of humans with the Hearts of Heroes, they've got connections. How you find one, I don't know. They don't normally walk around my life looking like that. And when they do, I try to interact in a professional manner. But again, they turn so easily. It's really scary.
The Audubon Institute and SeaWorld and all of them got involved.
The dolphin's life was in grave danger, and there was no time to lose.
This dolphin has the opportunity, if we don't get to it, to die from fresh water, to die from entrapment, if someone turns the pumps on and he gets pulled into an intake valve, all sorts of issues. So responding to this animal as quick as we could was hugely important.
Coming up, with time running out, the rescue team has to move fast.
We knew that we had to get our hands on this dolphin quickly.
Get enough, I'm going to send a rope back to be able to do a shore pull back into the cat weeds.
Listen, now, that reminds me of like it when I hear Kathy Hochul speak. I swear, in her background, like leading up into her becoming governor, I swear I want to believe in my dreams that she had this level of human interaction where they were hearts of heroes and they were able to coordinate, collaborate, like team, go, 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 go. Like, I want to believe that. I've watched enough Call of Duty Modern Warfare with my sons playing with one another as a team, going through simulation at home with their, like, speaky thingy-majigs. Not always in the same room, but always on the same moderated whatever. I want to believe that that's where she comes from. I've been the mother of children who want to be like these types of hearts of heroes. I just don't know how to entry them into the correct level that they need, being that two of them are immaculates and the other two look human. So it gets confusing, and then you can't even speak to humans about that because then they think you're crazy. Depends on which demonstrative league they work for. In alternating agendas, it feels.
Emergency kit on hand can give you peace of mind if you.
But see, like, I see them selling themselves like heroes. Like, I want to believe you exist, and you exist for my safety. I do. It's just my experience amongst humans has led me to a completely different reaction.
And if you ever have to evacuate your home during a disaster.
Each person should have a kit that's easy for them to carry. Helpful items to include are medications, food, documentation, and even extra clothes.
Remember, when a natural disaster strikes close to home, you don't want to be caught unprepared.
And there we are, hearts of heroes.
After my DVT blood clot,
It
I was
really,
with another.
and then it's all, like, this is what goes to. DVT blood clot. Then there's something, lately it's been all drug companies, sports betting apps and books, some rare new disease that just came out, but they've got something for it, but the side effects is about half a recipe list long of what it might damage in the future. I mean, this is how this psychosomatic pseudo whatever has been working in actuality in the state of New York, while I've just been doing this, trying to get by and just waiting quietly. Waiting for my one, not for like a whole tryout. I don't understand how at astrological and zodiological programming and timing of reoccurring, like, eternal flames, we come in pairs. Jason was not my pair, and neither was Anthony. So I'm confused. I know you've been making a lot of mistakes. I got that. Belinda, to myself, there's been a lot of management mistakes. I can see it everywhere. What I don't understand is it is so absolutely imperative and important that we remain together for more than just human reasons. I don't understand how you could send the wrong people or allow lengths of time with me spending time around the wrong people. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It is Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. It is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.